Thanks. Hey guys, Dan from Delicate Detailing here. I'm going to be doing as you saw on the last video, I just washed the car and did a wheel test. So now that I brought it in, I'm going to just give it a quick play with the auto scrubber. This is the the medium aggressive one. Because this car hasn't been washed. I think the last time I clayed it was the last time it's been washed. And just washing it, you could feel all the contaminants on it. So I'm just going to give it a quick clay with this. As you can hear that, that's pretty terrible. I don't know why this car has more contaminants than most. I did a 1963 Dodge Dart last month, and it doesn't have as much contaminants as this car. So it could just be from lack of washing. I'm liking these auto scrubbers. I've done a couple decontaminations now with them. And makes the process quite a bit quicker. And just like clay, you can kind of mold them to the panel and hit those grooves and everything still. And like they say, if you drop it, you can just, I spray a little QD on there, wipe it off, and good to go. You lubricate it again and you're on your way. Unlike the traditional clay bar, which you throw out and then grab a new one. But I noticed with these don't last too long either. I was doing my father's white truck last weekend, and on the white you could see it marring it pretty good, so then I switched to a new one and didn't have any problems. But with these you have to break them in on the windshield first. So to be quiet so you can hear this contaminants and hear the auto scrubber doing its thing. After a quick pass on it, you hear it go a lot smoother. So I already polished this side in another test last year with the Stoner Car Care products. And I believe that's the last time this vehicle was washed. So I'm just giving it a thorough decontamination. And I'll be doing the test on this side. I'll tape it off. What I'm going to be doing is we got a new to us used rotary. It's a Flex. I'll tell you the model number right now. I forget it. Or I'll tell you the model number in a minute once I pull it out. And then I'll be using our traditional PC in another spot and be comparing them. I'll be using the PC with a microfiber pad and the Flex with probably just a foam pad. I haven't decided on the color yet. So stay tuned and we'll get to that. Okay guys, so we're back. And this is the machine I was talking about. It's the Flex LG3403 BRG. I think there's a newer model than this, the 3401 or something like that. Let's see how. I've only used this a couple times. Now I'll just be testing the cutting capabilities because obviously I'm inexperienced with the rotary. I won't be able to finish as good with the DA. But I'll be using, I decided, yellow Hex Logic from Chemical Guys with the rotary. And then I'll be using the urofiber. I forget who makes this. I believe it's Buff and Shine. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll be using that on the PC. So I'll tape off a section on each and just kind of see what cuts quicker. Obviously I'm inspecting the rotary too, even though I'm less experienced with it. And I've tested on kind of side panels before, and it was like kind of hard to control. Sorry for picking the tripod there. I've tested on side panels and stuff, and it was kind of hard to control for me because I'm inexperienced with it. So it's just for me to kind of get more experience on a flat surface panel, and then I'll get work my way to more harder curvature panels. And then it's just more experience and to compare. It's more for me guys, but I thought I'll turn the camera on anyway. So stick with me. I'll plug in. I'll tape off 2 sections, plug them both in, and then get the pads on. And I'll be using. I guess I'll be using just did a 3D review, so let's do another one. This will be 3D, the rubbing compound. Now this is pretty interesting because this is the only compound that I've tried so far that is body shop safe. So after a vehicle's painted, apparently you can, once it's dry, you can just buff on it right away once it's decontaminated and stuff to get off all the overspray. But yeah, most of the other polishes and stuff you will have to wait like a month or so, and which is pretty interesting. So that is stuff the body shop use, so, or a polish like the body shop use. I think another one is 3M. So guys, stay tuned and we'll get to that. So just to show you guys what I was talking about, I'm going to use the PC and the urofiber over here, and then the flex and the yellow hex logic over here. Kind of taped off a nice little area both, and I don't know if you can see already, but the paint's pretty jacked up. I also have a little swirl light here. I'll see if you can see it even better. Actually, it looks, the metallic flake pretty hides it. I know my camera's not the best, but the paint is, take my word for it, it's, oh there you go. It's bad. So now, like I said, I won't be testing the finishing capabilities, it'll just be the cutting capabilities. So I'm going to put you back on the tripod, and here we go. So I'll be going ahead and testing with the PC first. And I'll try and shake this up as much as possible, but I haven't tested this, so it's full bottle. Just going to prime the pad here. And I'm not going to bother getting all my hands full of polish and rubbing it all in. I'll just spread it on the panel. And now this is their heaviest compound, I believe, by 3D. So I just spread it like that, so it's pretty even along there. And then I'll spread it again on a speed of 3. Now one thing I noticed already, I'm going to put another couple dabs of polish on there, just because it's looking kind of dry already. That could just because the microfiber soaks up quite a bit. I've never used this pad before. But the thing I noticed originally about this pad, it's thicker than the Americana microfiber pads, the foam. So I don't know if it's going to cut the same or as good. So we'll see. Since it's already kind of spread, I'm going to spread it again just because I put some more. Pick it up to 2.5. No pressure really. I didn't really count, but I did about 4 passes on that. You can see it's starting to flash. It goes a little hazy, still from the polish, and then it starts to go clear. On a good compound, you can really work till it pretty much goes away. But I've never tested this before, so I'm going to be a little safe. Bear with me, I'm just going to grab a towel real quick. Now I noticed right away it's not really the easiest product to buff off. Like, it's not hard, but I noticed there's still a little residue in the corners and stuff. No, looks like it cut pretty good. Looks like it got all the swirls out, but there is some deeper scratches present. So I'm just going to fix the tape, try and get it in the exact same spot. So all the swirling looks, yeah, all the swirling looks gone. There's some scratches this way though, so I'm going to do another pass. So honestly, if I was doing this the whole car, I'd probably step up to a more aggressive compound or a more aggressive polish, because I don't want to be spending 2 passes on every part of the car just to compound, and then another pass all over the car just to polish. Sure, I'll do that on camera. Just about 3 pea-sized drops or so. But I gotta say, it did finish pretty decently. That be probably being the PC. I don't know if I'd one step with it, but looks pretty good. I always like to spread the product evenly, so you get as much even working time as possible. Really nice speed of movement. Pick it back up to speed 5. Might try a little bit more pressure. That was only 3 passes, and like I could see it flashing after the first pass, but I was pushing it. I wanted to get as much use out of it as possible. I blame the pad, to be honest. It sucks up a little bit a little bit too much product, but I'm still getting used to that too. So we're gonna go ahead and buff that off and see how it looks. Now with the middle section buffs off easy, but like near the tape line, I have a little bit of problem with. So you might not have a problem in reality, because you generally don't tape off panels like the hood. You tape off like the windshield. Sorry, you could tape off the windshield wiper fluid squirters. I'm gonna need new tape, that's not sticking too long. Okay, but otherwise, looks pretty good. There's still some deep scratches along the tape line still, like majorly here, which I tried to focus on, but I don't think I'm gonna do another pass. Switch to the flex. Because I'm still, maybe I will. Yeah, let's do one more. Why not? Yeah, sorry about that, guys, but the memory was full, so the camera stopped. But so I went to go copy all the files to my computer, and in the meantime, I did that last pass. And with the, I gotta say, with the more polish, the 4 dots of polish, I was able to work more, and I focused along the edges, because obviously with the tape, that's where the hardest part to get the defects out are, and it came out pretty good. So I'm gonna hit this spot with the flex, and I'll take you guys in. No point in taking you guys in at once and then again after. So stay tuned, and I'll pull out the flex. Just give me a second. Spreading with the PC isn't really necessary, but spreading with the flex is definitely necessary, because if you don't, you'll sling all over the place. So this is the first pass. I'm going to spread it on 2, then probably work it on 3, see how it goes. You're going to notice I'm not as experienced with the thing. It's going to kind of do whatever it wants to. I can't control it as well. Here we go. But it does have a trigger lock, so you're not constantly holding the trigger, flexing your arm. You can get the full movement like you would with the PC. Probably help if I had plugged in the... Now all you Americans are going to make fun of me because I just said, hey, that's the way she goes. Probably just going to do the tape lines once more. See, the rotary has no problem ripping that tape off. I try to get right up to the tape so I get a true 50-50. Otherwise, if you don't get up to the tape, you don't really do the tape as well, and you don't get that great of a 50-50. I think with a microfiber or foam pad though, you'll be less pulley all over the place. You'll be, because the foam pads are less forgiving. The microfibers I find are more forgiving with the levelness of the paint. So I do have a cheap wool pad. I probably should have used that, but I'd like to try it myself first before I do a test on camera, just to see how it works. So I'm just going to wipe this off. I noticed still like I was slinging a little bit with the rotary, even when even after I spread it. Nothing major, but care of that first. Now I'm not too worried about the tape now, because I'll be taking it off in a second, so it's starting to come off already. Now this is no body shop tape or anything. I protected this just because I was a little jumpy with the rotary. If I went against the bug bra, you definitely would have burnt that up. I find with the PC, taping isn't exactly necessary. Everything, like I probably would have taped the windshield washer squirters. It's probably it. Probably the black trim too. Maybe here the whole thing if I was doing it. It's not as necessary with the PC. So now that we got the tape off, I'll use a little O&R. Actually, maybe I'll use IPA so that I can seal it with something, do another little test. Yeah, let's do some IPA. See, the problem I'm getting now is I have so much products in such a little space, I have a hard time finding stuff. Here we are. And the cheap tape I have, it kind of leaves a little bit of marks, so that's when the IPA kind of comes in handy too. Now when I step back already, like I did the 50-50 down the middle, I'm over here in the light and I can already see that just from like oxidization or just all the marring and scratching that there was. Standing back I can already see that, so not bad at all. And I can't really say, I think this side, the flex side, sorry, you probably can't even see what I'm pointing at. The flex side has deeper scratches along it, probably from somebody taking it through a car wash. You can see down here. This side doesn't look too bad, like there's a couple, but nothing crazy. Stuff like that, regular polishing isn't really going to get out. You're probably going to have to wet sand. I'm not too worried about it. So I'll bring you guys in a second. I just really want to get all this residue off. There's a couple spots. I guess it got caught in the tape pretty good here and kind of dried, so I'm having a little harder time getting it. Okay guys, so this is the only way I could pick it up on camera really. I was fooling around with it before I started filming, and as you can see, that's the kind of the 50-50. That was with the PC. And honestly, there's not too much difference between the turnout with the finish turned out pretty good with the rotary too. And I believe that right there is the 50-50 side with the flex. So I did that tape line in the middle. That's what you're seeing right there in that second light to the left. I tried to pull out a flat, like a spotlight to show you guys, but I was having a real hard time trying to show you like directly from the top. Only really. See, you can see that tape line even kind of from farther back too. The only shot I could kind of get it was back here kind of sideways. You can see all the marring up here. That's the spot I didn't do, which my dad came out and was complaining about, so now I gotta kind of blend in the whole hood. And then I'll finish it. I'll probably bring you guys back and show you guys the finishing stage. But overall, the PC, 3 passes versus the 1 pass of the rotary, turned out pretty equally. I was pretty impressed with how well the rotary finished with the 3D rubbing compound. So stay tuned for the finishing stage. Thanks guys. Okay guys, so I'm just about to go to the finishing stage. I decided I'm going to go to the white pad with M205. So I primed it with 4 pretty big size drops. So I'm just going to spread it evenly one side against, or spread it evenly, do hopefully 1 pass on this whole half of the panel and be done with it. When I was blending it, like my dad came out and I told you he wanted the rest of the panel just blended a little bit. So I did that and I worked the product a lot longer. I used a little bit more. And kind of had a problem getting it off, so I used like an IPA to get most of it off. There's still a little bit remaining. Hopefully the 205 will get it off. I find the polish is always more forgiving than the compound. Just going to use a little bit more. Like I said, I wanted to be 1 pass and done with it, so kind of breaking the rules a little bit, kind of doing a little bit bigger area than I should. But I like this paint, it's pretty forgiving. I think it damages pretty easily, but it polishes it pretty easily too, so let's just spread it. Spread it on a speed. Get a nice even coverage. Speed of 5. Do a little bit more if I see it. Now I was going a little faster first. I'm slowing down my speed now. I did that quite a bit on that last pass studio. Just to blend it. Switching back and forth to the rotary. Kind of mess my speeds up a little bit. Zero rotary is going to go a lot quicker than with the PC. And like I said, I'm not really worried about burning the edges and the plastic too much with the PC. I can control it pretty well. Run over this spot, there's some irregularity, it makes a noise, or the polish that goes over it kind of weird. It could be hail damage or something like that. So that was one pass. And the PC is pretty quiet compared to the rotary too. The rotary's not so bad when you're doing it on the top panel, but I found when you're getting it right in there with the side panel and you get close to it, it's kind of mucking your ear up after a while. So I thought I'd be able to get another pass out of the 205 here to see some big sets of big panel. Starting to flash on it already. I'm just doing a quick little pass, keep the polish fresh. Oh, I think I did go up a little bit up here too, I can feel it. Little IPA will get that in when it's fresh. If you let it sit, that's when it becomes a real problem. So I'm gonna buff that off, see how she is. I think I'm probably going to be running out of memory again soon, so I'm going to try and get, oh my god, this looks amazing. So I'm going to try and speed this up. Yeah, this just brought it to what they call that pop or the jewel shine. Pretty happy with that. 205 to save the day, all came off nice and gravy. Oh my god, I think I'm going to have to pull my dad out, come show him this one. It looked good before when you corrected it, but I gotta say the 205, it really does just make it pop, like, boom. I'll probably, give me a second guys and I'll bring you in, take you off the tripod, try and show you, I don't know, everything. And I'll show you guys taking a little IPA off the trim here. Just gonna spray it right now. Actually, I'll spray it right on here. Because honestly, they say 205 has a little bit of fillers, but I guess we'll find out when it looks good right now. But now that I sprayed the IPA and I'll wipe it off, we'll see if there's any bit of a difference. I'm all about testing, guys. I want to get real results. So there's no point in covering it up and hide it when the same method or same, the same method fixes it, right? Still looks good to me. Now maybe there might be a little bit of gloss or fillers or something, but there's still like the deep scratches I can all see, so it's not filling nothing really. It's just popping. That's what they call that jewel chime. Alright guys, so I'll bring you back. I think we're running out of camera time, so I'm just going to cut it out and I'll bring you back and try and show you a close-up. Try and get just another little view for you over here. So this is all the part that I just polished and compound and then polished, I should say. And over here it's kind of like, say, the neutral spot where it hasn't been any compounding or any polished. I believe I've left that spot done, or left that spot untouched in my last test too. I don't know if you guys are picking that up. I'll be able to tell once I review the footage. Now you can still see there's some like deeper scratches and stuff in there. I didn't really get up here too well, to be honest. But like, you see from here, maybe you guys can tell, see from here, and then watch. Goes pretty good, gets good clarity. And now that's probably that tape line I did. You can see some imperfections and stuff. I think that's the tape line right there. Go back up, PC spot. Again, good clarity. And then kind of like back to the edges I missed. So I'm going to hit it up with some type of sealant because I've already IPA'd it. Actually, that was pretty good there. I don't know if you guys can see that right on that edge there. So I've already IPA'd it. I'm going to hit it with some type of sealant. Maybe the Stoner Car Care sealant. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, thanks guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.